There are wounds that cut so deeply into the human heart that they seem to divide time itself into before and after. Moments of betrayal, abandonment, violence, or deception. They are the kinds of experiences that pierce the soul, leaving us questioning not only the person who hurt us but also ourselves, our trust in life, and sometimes even our faith in God or the universe. Perhaps someone you loved was unfaithful. Perhaps a trusted friend betrayed your confidence. Perhaps you endured a form of abuse that left invisible scars long after the visible ones healed. There are even moments when life itself feels like the betrayer, when a tragic event leaves us asking, how could this be allowed to happen? When people speak of forgiveness in these contexts, it can sound almost cruel, as though the weight of the wound itself were not enough. Now we are asked to let it go, to move on, to forgive. And for many, the honest response to such an invitation is simple: I can't. And yet, across spiritual traditions and psychological teachings alike, forgiveness is consistently described as a path to liberation. Not because it erases what happened, nothing can change the past, but because it can transform our relationship to the past, and in doing so, free us from the chains of bitterness and resentment. How do we approach forgiveness when it feels not just difficult but impossible? What does forgiveness truly mean? Can we and should we forgive the unforgivable? And if so, how do we even begin? Much of the resistance people feel toward forgiveness stems from false assumptions about what it requires. Forgiveness does not ask us to erase history. It asks us to transform our relationship to history. The past remains the past. When we forgive, we are not saying it was okay. We are not excusing harmful behavior or suggesting it was acceptable. Wrong is wrong. Betrayal is betrayal. Violence is violence. What happened may remain profoundly unjust. To forgive is not to condone. To forgive does not necessarily mean restoring the relationship or allowing the person back into your life. Sometimes reconciliation is wise, sometimes it is dangerous, and sometimes it is simply impossible. Forgiveness can be entirely internal. You can forgive someone and still choose never to see them again. You can forgive and still set strong boundaries. Forgiveness does not mean abandoning self-protection. Authentic forgiveness requires honesty. Honesty about the wound, the anger, the grief. Sometimes we fear that forgiving means allowing others to harm us without consequence. On the contrary, forgiveness is one of the most courageous acts of the human spirit. It requires strength to release the grip of resentment. It requires bravery to let go of the story that gives us power over the offender. To forgive is not to surrender your dignity, it is to reclaim it. While forgiveness may affect the relationship with the one who hurt us, at its deepest level, it is about liberating our own heart. Here are some practical ways to move toward forgiveness. 1. Feel your emotions. Give yourself space to grieve, feel anger, and acknowledge the betrayal. Feeling your emotions is the foundation of forgiveness. 2. Separate person from action. The act may feel unforgivable, but the person is more than their behavior. This opens space for compassion without excusing them. 3. Remember why you forgive. Forgive for your own freedom. Letting go releases the poison of resentment. 4. Ask for help, whether it's God, the universe, your higher self, or life itself. Ask for strength where you cannot forgive alone. 5. Write a letter. Express your feelings on paper. When ready, write, I choose to let go. This can mark inner release. 6. Practice mindfulness. Observe your emotions daily without judgment. This softens the heart and makes forgiveness possible. 7. Shift perspective. Consider that the other acted from their own pain or limitations. This doesn't excuse them, but can ease resentment. Release physically. Movement, deep breathing, or journaling helps release tension and opens the way to forgiveness. 9. Accept it's a process. Forgiveness rarely happens in a single moment. Pain may return. See it as a path, not a destination. Celebrate progress. Every small moment of letting go counts. Acknowledge your steps toward freedom. Set loving boundaries. Forgiving doesn't mean letting unsafe people back. While the past remains the same, forgiveness transforms the way you step into the future, because it opens space in your heart for life, love, and freedom again.